So in today's roundup, it's not going to be a research topic, but what I've been up to the past week. Well, as I said, once I've got my brand new powerful PC, this will allow me to play modern PC games. I was going to play Marvel's Rivals for a change. All I can say is, this is the Overwatch 2 we should have got a long time ago. The game and the servers are fully functional, and since this is free to play, it's not, and I repeat, not a pay to win game. So you don't need to pay in order to unlock characters. Everybody's there and available. Also, can we talk about the designs of the characters? Jesus, you could call me a gooner all you like. I feel like I'm playing this game back in the 90s and 2000s era, when I read Marvel comics and watched the cartoons on cable TV. But compared to the West designs, courtesy of Square Enix and Crystal Dynamics, wow, it's so dull, washed out, and Widow looks like a dude. At the moment, I can't put the game down, and I feel like I'm back in the Overwatch 1 days and having a blast. But at the same time, I'm really glad to get a game like this, as in the past, the only game I enjoyed so far was Stellar Blade back in April 2024. I haven't played ranked or competitive yet, as I want to get familiar with all the cast first. As they say, forewarned is forearmed. Plus, I don't want to look like a right knob and spoil it for everyone. I'll say I'll be ready after 2 weeks, because of course, heroes will be banned in ranked, so I gotta have my hero kit at the ready. In the end, Overwatch 2 is cooked, and the fanbase knows this. Hence why everyone is migrating to that Great Lake instead.
You've beaten me at my own game.
Don't flatter yourself. You were never even a player.
But it was inevitable. Blizzard as a company going full woke and DEI mania is what costed them, and greedy CEOs like Bobby with the heavy monetization and microtransactions, needing a phone to log in and everything else that made fans leave in a heartbeat. I will be doing a video to discuss the history of Overwatch 2, the failure, and why Marvel's Rivals dominated without even lifting a finger once it was announced, but we'll get a video in due time. I would say there are some dumb elements in there now and again, like Black Panther's kit getting very easy damage and get out options, but I know he's going to be nerfed, and thank God. But again, it's early days. The game has only came out for a month, so everyone is still new. No one is an expert yet, as there's still more elements and teams to discover. Right now, I'm mainly a strategist, which is a healer, and Vanguard, of course, are tanks. DPS can wait. I know Mr. Fantastic and Invisible Woman will be available today, and God, the Fantastic Four characters and the art style, they just nailed it. I can't wait to see what other Marvel characters will make it to the roster, as there are hundreds. But I'll definitely try out Susan Storm for sure, as I love using barriers and healing at the same time. Just to have some laughs, here's what the activists have said, and the people who don't like the success of this game, showing us how this game is an offence to their very way of life.
No, it's all tits, tits, titty, tits, tits for you, isn't it? Shallow, evil, bastard!
The gamer disparages gamers and whines that Marvel's Rivals has too many playable characters. Before I even read this article, it just proves what I've been saying for the past year. These people are not gamers. Do you know how many fighters there are in Tekken 8 on release date? 32. Now it's 36. League of Legends, 169 heroes. Dota 2, 126. Overwatch 1, 32. And in Overwatch 2, 42. No serious gamer or anyone that's enjoyed a video game has complained that there are too many characters. It was get good or go home, adapt or get left behind. King writes, the lack of role queue is one major immersion and is already making effective team play an impossibility when playing with strangers, unless you want to switch to a vanguard or strategist of your own accord. To salvage an ailing, you'll end up losing. King continues, to disparage Marvel's Rivals players, people will want to jump in and play some of their favourite heroes without restrictions. They don't care about playing them well or trying to learn what their abilities do or the role they fulfill. The goal is to look at and feel as cool as you can in the shortest amount of time possible. A power fantasy that sadly isn't possible in a game that demands mechanical knowledge like this one. The author even claims that this will make players walk away immediately. I don't have to say much, but is King actually right here? As this is the data that's been saying otherwise. And this is why when I see articles like this or video game urinalists talk, they always lie and they're not gamers at all. Yeah, in quick play, you're not going to get proper teams, or in competitive, it's not always going to go your way either. Hence, you have to get good with other characters so you have your counters at the ready. But as I say, you know when a urinalist is lying is when their mouths are moving, let alone when they're only right for the cool kids cult and their circles. As really, this is what King's article is aimed towards, not to gamers. If you want to play in competitive or you want to win a game, you have to play other characters to win, not a one-trick pony. He didn't even mention in competitive, characters can be banned. Remember when the game director trashes Concord saying it didn't bring any unique value? This statement is the most relevant, let alone what activists in the video game industry despise the most. But I think the trick is that you need to have that reason that people want to come play your game, and I think Marvel's Rivals does that exactly with the superhero. I don't know about you, but when I heard the concept of the game, I was like, oh my god, I want to go be Storm in a game. I want to be Doctor Strange in a game. I want to be those heroes in the game. That sounds awesome. And of course, my mind immediately leapt to all the cool possibilities you could have with that. That's what I think will pull people in as well too. We would have done our jobs well. They'll love what they play and they want to play some more. Fadus Caesar hit the nail on the head when it comes to marketing. Customers need to make their own reason into buying, let alone playing their products, not the company telling them why. NetEast have delivered on what the gamers want. Pure escapism and playing as their favourite Marvel characters without being beaten with the ugly stick or had the masculinity drained out of them, mixed in with a fun and very competitive kind of game. But of course, in the West, the activists and the urinalists hate this, as it means they don't have control over what gamers should play and see, let alone be busybodies in a gamer's life or choice. I mean, look at Storm. Storm looks like Storm from the comics. Psylocke looks like Psylocke. Black Widow looks like the femme fatale we all love. The hips to the high heels, as it brings the femininity in their design, and even basic artists know this. I mean, China are known for taking black people out of cinema posters, but god, if they can make Black Panther designs look better than the Western industry, again, this is a total embarrassment. In conclusion, I want to end it with something. If China can make an American IP look this awesome, what the hell are we doing? The West should deliver something like this, no problems. But alright, I forgot. we have to appease to the 0.1% of the population and those who don't play or buy video games. Appeasing to the mentally ill asylums is more important than making money. Again, this is really embarrassing, but at the same time, I'm glad we finally get something we can enjoy for once, and a country that understands what gamers want and what Marvel fans want. If anyone asks why I don't buy Marvel comics or watch their shows anymore that are made in the West, then I'll give you this recent example. With the new Spider-Man show coming out, the amount of race swapping, and now Harry and Norman Osborn are now black. Of course, DEI quotas and laziness. And ultimately, like I said before, if you take a very established IP and retcon it to high heaven and not stick to the main story or its themes, then you have teared the whole thing to shreds, and it's no longer the IP or the story itself anymore, as this is not Spider-Man. Plus, it proves you're a lazy writer, but you also tarnish the legacy of the people who created it. I mean, if Jeff Trammell wanted to put black characters in there, why don't you just make new additions to the story? Oh right, I forgot, that takes a lot of work. So I guess copying someone's homework and changing it a bit is always the easy option. But when you look at the trailer, which I'm sorry I can't show because I'll get copyright strikes, there's not at all any white dudes except the thugs. Oh, and where's Mary Jane? I thought this was the geeky high schooler that's trying to get with the sexy babe that's out of his league kind of story while saving New York. Oh, and where's the high school bully Flash? Like I said, had to appease to the imaginary modern audience, and DEI cult is more important. I can spot the red flags when I know a show or a game is going to be not worth watching or playing. The passive skill, gamers pattern recognition is always a blessing. I will be playing more Marvel's Rivals and doing some streams in competitive, as I haven't done some streaming in a while, as I've been having too much fun with this game. Until next time, this is WILKSY15 signing out.